Yo, what's going on, you guys? Now this time I have a more detailed plan for this video. So we're two Necropolis Carina challenges in, and we've got about, including the Deathless challenge, about I think 4 more to go, including having to go through the whole Necropolis twice. So that'll be fun. But this is probably the easiest one I've done so far. We'll get more in depth about the guide at the end, but we're gonna get more depth about the fights right now. So we start with Titania, and this path is pretty easy, especially with the champions you have to use. I went with Serpent. He's a great counter to long form content, and with Titania, just when you dash back, if you dash back twice in a short amount of time, gonna have her haymakers get paused. So I mean, you guys have probably done this fight before. It's the same deal, of course. Just try to wait out her haymakers, bait them out, and just stack your cold force. You know, throw your special twos, special ones of what I did, and Serpent just ramps over time. But it's just a lot of special throwing. I mean, he doesn't ramp infinitely like Guillotine 2099, so you're just gonna be throwing a lot of specials. But it's honestly pretty satisfying, and it's a chill time. So that fight was not too bad. And the next I got here is Vision Aarkus with Absorbing Man. I probably should go over my whole team, and I do at a little part at the end, kind of briefly. But just to go over real quick, it's the main candidates are Absman, Hulk, and Serpent. So there are 2 synergies. I brought Heimdall. You should bring Heimdall so you don't die. That's just a second chance opportunity. And then Odin for just extra buffs. So I forgot to apply and use his pre-fights until the end. But just extra buffs, that synergy is not necessary. But it's pretty nice. Just for more buffs. In this Aarkus fight, I mean, just stay in your rock form with Absman. You'll be armor break immune, cold snap immune. You're gonna take no damage from Aarkus basically. The only thing you have to worry about is his power. So just get him to throw special attacks. Get Aarkus to throw special attacks. You can survive a special 3, I'm pretty sure, but don't let him throw that, obviously. Just try not to. But you're gonna be ramping your damage because of all the armor breaks and cold snaps you're immune to. And it's gonna be a really fun Absman fight if you can just manage it. And that's gonna happen with another fight as well, just letting you guys know with Absman is pretty fun. But before we get to that, we have an Omega Sentinel. So this Omega Sentinel is probably the hardest thus far on the path. I think she might be the hardest in this path. It's not saying she's the hardest like fighting the Necropolis, just that she's the hardest fight in this path. So in this path, she's gonna be gaining armors, of course, and that's gonna help Serpent's damage even more, throwing your special attacks at her. But the one thing I worry about, she has like that little phase thing, like with the necrotic boon. There's a lot of champions in the Necropolis that have a phase kind of situation. They have these phases and stages. But here with Omega Sentinel, she's just gonna be auto blocking. I needed to read up on her and see how many armor ups she needed to auto block. But just basically the moral of the story, don't throw too many basic hits into her. And if you're going to throw basic hits, expect an auto block maybe here and there. It'll just apply an incinerate to you, and potentially a plasma if you let her hit you too much. But as you see at the end of the fight, last phase she might auto block here and there. But when she would get like above 3 or 4 armor ups, I would just play a little passively until they fell off, or until I had a special 2 to throw her into the wall and then do extra damage based on her armor rating. So that's basically the moral of the story. It's a pretty nice fight for Serpent. Just a bit tricky because, you know, it's a Mega Sentinel. You're gonna take some damage from her debuffs if you get hit by them, but overall it should not be a bad time. As you can see, I do like 42k red damage on each of those hits in the special 2. That's basically what's gonna happen here with Serpent for most of his fights. So this is a nice Serpent fight. Just watch out for the auto block. She can also auto block your heavy attacks. I don't know if it's the whole fight and in her kit, but she can auto block some heavy attacks. So just, yeah, play passively, throw her special attacks, and you'll get through it. Now this is the other cheesy Airwalker fight with Absman. Yesterday I was saying it was so annoying with my other champion I was using. I forget already. I'm too locked in right now to this video, but your armor break immune, so you're gonna take absolutely no damage. In fact, you're gonna heal from his dark tides that this guy places on you, Airwalker. So it'll actually be a really nice time for you, and you'll just be ramping up your damage like always, even better in this fight because just every time he throws a special attack, it's constant. So same moral of the story, just pretty fun fight. And another thing, I'm gonna track my revives starting next time I get into the Necropolis run because I thought I could. But I didn't record everything, so I couldn't really actually track them. But this took, I think, less revives, but it was a handful. It was about 10, I would say. No team revives used, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think any team revives used, but like 10 regular revives, just around roughly. Maybe a little lower, like 1 or 2 lower, or a little higher, 1 or 2 higher. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this Firewalker fight. Just make sure you have at least. If you kind of have the champions I have, in my situation, just have some revives ready, man. Just have like at least 15 revives. If you're slightly confident, just have revives ready, man. In this next fight here, Captain Britain, she actually I'm still kind of confused to this one. Because it says every time the attacker purifies a debuff, they will get reverse controlled. I think maybe it says like a 25% chance, but just I couldn't figure out the whole fight. I read through the node and everything. So whenever she throws special attack, just be ready in case you get armor or heal. What's it called? Reverse controlled. Sorry, my bad. So I would just recommend for that, I mean what I did, I would just block any hit of the first part of her special attack, unless I had room to back away. But yeah, that's the moral of the story of this fight. Just throw your special attack, same thing with Serpent. Be ready in case she reverse controls you, so just play cautiously with the way you're moving, because I did die probably maybe the most there, or it was either this fight or Omega Sentinel, because I slipped up maybe 2 or 3 times. Probably 2 on the reverse controls and got caught, and then I wasted my Heimdall thing went away, and then my Serpent invincibility went away as well because I just kind of messed up. Next fight here is Wiccan. So Wiccan is he's an easier-ish fight. Honestly, this took me a few revives as well. But what you're gonna want to do, as you see, just get your 15 Furies, throw your special 2, and it'll get you your damage. Just try to keep your traumas up, because every time he throws a special 1, while all those debuffs are on him, as you can see, it's gonna cancel his regen if you have Despair. So I would definitely recommend Despair, because he has so much regen, Wiccan, in the Necropolis especially, so much. Like, when he gets to even like 60% health, his regen will be like 12k or 15k per tick. But yeah, here at the end, I got a stun lock. You can stun lock him at the end if you're close to your next 15 Furies, because obviously the stun timer will refresh. But just watch out for gaining buffs when you're neutralized, because those will apply incinerates. And then if he's going to throw a special 2, I'd recommend not dexing it, because you might get hit, shocked, plasma'd. So I would just maybe block the special 2. It didn't do too much damage to me. So yeah, try not to dex as much especially if you're neutralized, because you'll die from the dot damage over time. And Titania, I heard, could work there as well. So Hulk or Titania, whoever you prefer, really, just be careful with your buffs and dexing. That's really it. And keep your debuffs up, and please have Despair. You guys should have Despair. You really should, because it really helps with regen, if you didn't already know. Now, this next fight, Psycho Man. I did this fight yesterday. Yeah, I did. So I've done this past yesterday. It's the same fight. This is way easier than yesterday. Like this challenge was so much easier than yesterday's. It took me less time, like half the amount of time, I think. Maybe like 3/4, because it was still a bit lengthy. The Necropolis fights, I mean, you know. But it's the Psycho Man fight. You just gotta throw your stuff with Serpent through your special attacks, and that's pretty much all you have to do here, because Serpent has a good amount of damage. Should be ramped up by now. Do his prompts so you don't die. Watch out for, of course, the control mode he's in. If he's in block mode, don't let him throw special attacks because they will be unblockable. But you can manage all the control modes, so it's not too big of a deal. I was able to manage them. One thing I realized with this run is because my attempts were going so well, I would get the Necropolis like charges thing down a ton, and I'd be rooted. So just, of course, keep your eye on those top right, the white, like little white charges and stuff. And then make sure, of course, you have relics. It's very fundamental stuff. Relics, revives. Keep an eye on the timer. Read the nodes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this fight. It's another simple fight, the last one. And we'll get into the opening right after this. It's really pretty simple fight. As you can see, what I'm doing, pretty nice. And I think that's the first time when I used the Odin pre-fights. Like, I waited till the end because I totally forgot. But yeah. The first rewards opening, I mean, from each of these mini challenges, Carina's challenges, we get a full 7-star and half a Titan Crystal, I believe. Yes. And 27-star 6 stones. So, guaranteed 7-star. I'm saving for the Titan Crystal when it updates next Tuesday, I believe, because it's going to have just better champions. I just would rather open that. So, I'll have about 3 of those to open, because there's a fully formed one down below. And I already have 40,000. I'll have 40,000 shards after this is all said and done. But this crystal right here actually was before the whole run. I just got enough 7-star shards beforehand, and I ended up getting a Red Skull Awakening. So that was close to an Onslaught Awakening. Honestly, I would rather have that, of course. Stung a little bit because that Awakening doesn't do much for Red Skull, but it'll be all okay. I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me, honestly, but I would like to get that Onslaught, dude. It's just, guys, it's Onslaught. It's rank 3 and stuff. So this next crystal, though, the actual reward pretty much is a Danny Moonstar. I already have Venom. That would have been a nice dupe. Danny Moonstar, I believe, might be in the 10 for 10, or actually might not be. But yeah, it's gonna do for the opening, and we're gonna move over to this guide right here. So by the way, Danny Moonstar already had like almost maxed out as a 6-star, so it didn't really matter too much right there. But yeah, this is the guide. Super Dude Boo's little Necropolis map. I'm gonna highlight the path I'm taking in the video with those white lines and the yellow like glow outline. And then on the left are just my counters that I mainly use. And just ignore the stuff on the right. I mean, I want to give credit to Super Dude Boo. But yeah, this is a little guy. You guys want to maybe screenshot it or whatever. I just see KT1 does this type of stuff, and I literally look at his guides. Then I make my own guides here. So I want to help you guys out as well. You know, I don't want to steal from KT1, but really good ideas. I want to do this type of stuff just to help you guys out more. So let me know what you think about this path. This is probably the easiest one, probably out of all the challenges, because it's very accessible. The Cosmic Champions, and you know, it's Absman, Serpent's pretty good. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I kind of want to do a different format. I mean, these clips are already compiled. I wanted to kind of go into like photos and screen record, like how KT1 and MSC I think kind of do, and like, you know, control my time. But it doesn't really work, so it is a little choppy here and there, but hopefully you guys, you know, are fine with that. Just let me know what you think about this path, what you think about this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I should be doing the next challenge tomorrow. I'm trying to do one Carina's challenge a day. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day and good time doing this challenge. And of course, I'll be seeing you guys all very soon.